Hey YouTube, it's Lawler. We've got our 2025 wish list coming at you. It's gonna be a long video, so buckle up. Everybody, welcome to the new year. It is officially 2025 upon watching this video. I've got a massive list of things I want, and I separated them into two categories. One's for the base game, for just Rocket League, and ones that are more centric to the esports. Some of these do have a little bit of overlap, but I'm going to go through these one by one, elaborate on them a little bit, kind of provide some insight about what I mean, because they're just bullet points. But like I said, it's pretty big. It's not a very small wish list, because there's a lot we want. So with that in mind, let's jump straight into it. Everybody, appreciate y'all being here. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Let me know your guys' own wish list things down below if you don't hear one of them. So first things first, gonna get it straight out of the way. Better communication across the board. I would love to have regular updates, more ready announcements, things that actually hold Rocket League accountable. I think it would be great for us in particular if they did roadmaps and year-long things of, hey, it's the end of the RLCS 2024 season. This is our plan for 2025. Major 1 is here. Major 2 is here. World Championship is here. This is what to expect. These are the updates we plan on putting out. All of those types of things. You can put a little asterisk down below that says, hey, things are subject to change, but realistically, like, just have those things. Communicate with us early, often, frequently. What are you guys working on? What are you guys planning on? What are things that you guys are putting time and effort into? And you don't have to tell us that it's done. You don't even have to give us the specific details. But be like, hey, we're working towards these types of things. They'll come out when they're ready. Like, just give us hopium or something that you guys are working on, so we're not just sitting in the dark and then it's like, hey, here's this update. Like, it's okay to have expectations, please. All right, focusing in on specifically Rocket League, these are things about the game. Number one, and this applies, some of these do overlap, like I said, merch site. Why can I not buy some of the merch I have that I got from the developers back in the day? Like the stress balls and like all the different keychains. And there is so many things that they could use with the Rocket League IP to make money if they just had a merch site with t-shirts and hoodies, tank tops, and all this kind of stuff. I remember when Rocket League first came out, 2015, 2016, and I was streaming like 80, 90 hours a week, and they partnered with a company, Jinx, that made merch, and they sent me literally a box of one of everything. Every t-shirt, every type of hoodie, like everything. And they sent me a care package as a creator to be like, hey, promote our stuff. And it clearly worked. But like, why those things don't exist? Why is there no website? Why is there no merch option that I can access 24/7, 365? I have no idea. Why is the only merch I can buy for Rocket League, specifically, clothing-wise, when they decide to do a generic kind of setup for the majors and for the World Championship? I don't understand. I have no idea why they don't. This one's a little bit up in the air because there's pros and cons to both, and I'll try to explain this. Consider going from E from everyone to the T for teen rating for MSRB. I think it opens up some partnership opportunities. I think it's a little bit less restrictive. You don't have to remove little things like tobacco and alcohol from your songs. I think you can start working with like energy drinks and some things that will help with financial options. I think collaboration things as well when it comes to brands and partnerships, which is one of the benefits that Fortnite has, I think really opens things up. Fortnite is still a kid-friendly game despite guns and they go cartoonish and stuff. I think they could do that same thing and remove some of the limitations. I do think there is some big benefits to them being E for everyone, though. I think it is a big sellable thing that for marketing dollars, for brands coming in, for things like that, where they go, we are a kid-friendly E for everyone. We have no violence, no this, no that, no nothing. It is free and simple for everyone. Whether you are a toddler or an 85-year-old grandma, it does not matter. It will be accessible and you don't have to worry about it. I think they could easily do T for teen, then still put restrictions on the public side when it comes to the RLCS. But I think opening that up will allow these teens who are literally 13 and older to showcase their personalities a little bit more, feel less restrictive because someone said a cussy on stream or something stupid. Like, if movies can say the F word in a PG-13 movie, I think you should be able to get one. Club Q. I've been asking for this for probably 6-7 years. Ever since they put out clubs. Clubs just feel like a wasted update. It is a feature that came out that doesn't really do anything. Long story short, Club Q should be a dedicated 3v3 where you have to queue as a full team of 3. Once you get into like top 100 or your SSL, then those become a 3v3 best of 3 series instead of a individual game, and that would then use to work into the MMR system for ranked. I think you have a team MMR versus an individual MMR. I think it would entice a lot of these organizations and a lot of these pro teams to start queuing the league again. I think it is intrinsically a very bad thing that your pro scene does not play the lobby in which that they are playing pro in. It's a problem. Your pro players should be playing 3v3s way more than 2v2s. I think that is a problem with the way the game is designed. I also personally believe that the map should go up a little bit bigger. I think they need to scale it up a little bit, play test the heck out of it, bring in a lot of players and pros and stuff, and they should make the map a little bit. Players have gotten good. Players have gotten very good. Recoveries and otherwise, making intelligent decisions instead of just playing boom ball, that changes in my opinion if you scale up the map a little bit. I think it's going to be a lot of playtesting for that to happen, but that's just my personal opinion. And I think if you had a club queue, you could actually do some pretty cool things with titles, in-game systems. I think if you really build club queue, you could have like a clubhouse that you build and design and work towards with your club. I think there could be so many cool display or trophies. There's some really cool stuff you can do with club queue. Maybe allow people to make a custom decal for their club, so when they play a club versus club match, it doesn't just change the colors, it actually changes what their cars look like. That's part of the reason why you may want to go for teen, because some people do some sus stuff when they do that. I'm just saying, I think there's a lot of cool things that you could do with club queue. Do that. Weekly cash cups. If you do not know what cash cups are, that's something they do in Fortnite, but they put up a prize pool in Fortnite that anybody who is playing the game, it'll display kind of where it shows like Esports is live. It has a cash cup. You click on it, you sign up for a tournament in game, and then you earn money. It's crazy how many signups they get for that stuff. We used to have something similar to this back in the day, back in 2015 when everybody was grinding before RLCS, called ESL Weeklies. Every Sunday, there was a $50 tournament that they put on. Everybody in the community that was a pro signed up. And if you won that tournament, you got an ESL Weekly title. And if you ended up winning enough times in ESL Weekly, at the end of the month, the winners of the tournaments over those 4 weeks got put into a separate tournament. And if you won that, then you got an ESL Monthly Elite title. It was actually really dope. It incentivized the community to grind ranked. Super fun. They did it all through a third-party tournament organizer with ESL. I know they have embedded stuff with Faceit still in the game. They could also use their custom tournaments if the custom tournament system was built out a little bit more. But I think this would be super cool. I think it's a good way to entice player bases and get people playing competitively. I think there needs to be more collaboration with creators. These creators live, breathe, care about your game. You should find ways to either get them involved. I can tell you Lethmere has been to the headquarters recently to look at some of the custom build stuff with Rocket Racing, and they utilized him at Worlds for a couple things. They are starting to dip their toes into this a little bit more. I can tell you that they are doing really good things about like the Apex and giving us the freedom to go and make and do some third-party tournament stuff. I think all those things were great. They can continue to still get better with their community fund and what they do for off-season tournaments, but realistically, the Squishy Saver thing was a good idea. They should do a Lethmere bundle where it's like whatever Lethmere's decal, loadout, whatever he looks like. Maybe you do a feature piece on him in game like you used to. Maybe you give him a unique title, but celebrate the people who basically carry your game. It is a feel-good thing. It doesn't cost you anything. If anything, it'll drive some sales when normally you wouldn't. Saying there's a lot of good things that you can do if you collaborate with creators. What happened to the flags in game for your creators? You gave it to a bunch of people as an early marketing tool for people that never played your game, that just happened to get a free code and play it on stream for a little bit. But like, what about the people that have been here, done that? You gave them to Sunless and Sandman and all those people. Bring some of that stuff back. You've lost the personal touch, I think, in a lot of things. I personally think, and this one kind of was just same brain space as working with Lethmere, I think you should entice this community to make custom maps. I think you should do like a quarterly tournament or a bi-yearly tournament where you entice the community to build a custom map. You put up a prize pool. You have a competition. You do a stream with it. Maybe the First Touch guys cover it or something like that. They bring on Lethmere as a guest. But you basically entice this community to make custom maps with Workshop. You can do this for Epic as well. And once you do that, the best performing one, the one that's the highest voted, the one that's the nicest, you then hand over to the developers. They do a little bit of work to make sure it's polished and it works cleanly. And then they make that the like featured map of the year or whatever it is. Something cool to just build and make more unique things. And the nice thing is it's basically free labor outside of the prize pool. You can get a bunch of really cool maps. Maybe first place is the only one that gets the prize pool, or top 3 gets the prize pool. But I guarantee you're going to see a lot more people making custom maps and creating cool things for everybody to enjoy, which will give them a reason to come and play your game. I think Rocket Labs needs a dedicated playlist constantly with a more regular rotation. I think you need to work with the figureheads like Simple Shark, Leth, Swaggles, etc. to make sure the maps are polished. Implement new maps once a month in rotation. There is ways that they can implement a unique map. Like if they just in-game would have like the way that maps are done is it is name of map dot UPK or UDK based upon how you're doing it. When we're doing custom maps, we replace the Utopia map, labs underscore P underscore Utopia dot UDK or UPK. If they had a custom map dot UDK or UDP that they could just update regularly, so as an easy implementation as a placeholder, I think there's an easy way you could make this work. Way more simple than people want to think. And you just update it once a month. Work with those guys to continuously put, some of this stuff in there as a regular thing to keep the game fresh and exciting. I think we all need a proper creative mode. We've been talking about this forever. Obviously, I come from like Warcraft 3, StarCraft custom map days with UMS settings, Battle.net type vibes. Those games I played for literally 2 decades because the custom maps from like tower defenses, what became Dota, all of these auto chess type matches, all of those things, Halo Forge modes, all the funny, goofy game modes that were made. There needs to be a way to make those easier and more accessible, and the ability to do a lobby and creation so I can play with my friends. Give me a map code. Let me have the people put in that map code. It downloads it. We play in an online lobby. We go. That stuff is huge. I think this stuff would be absolutely amazing. I think it is going to have to be a wait until UE5 type of thing, but I think there is a big reality for everybody watching this that UE5 is going to make Rocket League not feel like current Rocket League. It is going to have to be a Rocket League 2, a variation between Start PC to Rocket League to Rocket League 2 is going to feel differently. I think their biggest struggle is they are having a very difficult time making Rocket League feel the exact same from Rocket League to what it is in UE5, which is rightfully so. The translation of units, the spacing, the visuals, the physics engine, all that stuff, I think is going to be very, very, very difficult. So I do think for the creative mode and the limitations of UE3, we may have to wait on this one, but I think it is one of the biggest and most important. Ability to host custom workshop maps with friends on servers. Same thing. I wish I had the workshop maps, all the cool things that Lethmer and them have made. I wish I could pull up Rocket League, click workshop, host workshop, give you guys a username, password, and we just play. And if you don't have it, it downloads it. You're good to go. I think Rocket Passes need to be revamped. I think they're just kind of stale and templated. I'm not exactly sure to have a perfect solution, but I think there need to be more creativity behind them. The themes right now are like, this is our theme. We went with arcade. All the items are arcade themed. Here's a new car. Here's a map. The end. I think there needs to be something else. My suggestion is maybe doing a more overarching story or narrative. Maybe something along the lines of you start telling us why the heck there's eggs in the stands. Is there people in the cars? Is there egg overlords? What is the lore behind this game? It's been 10 years. I think if you create and storyboard and take some time, find a creative writer, bring in Spaceman and let him go crazy. I don't know. His documentaries are amazing. But like, give someone the creative freedom to say, hey, this is what the lore is, the game. We're going to slowly develop and tell you what that is over the next X amount of years. Because I know for a fact with Fortnite, when they did the cube and they did the big monsters destroying each other and the map changed and all that kind of stuff, that stuff enticed people to come back into the game. The reality with game development is you are going to lose players. Players are going to go away, but content is what keeps them coming back. You need to make sure that content sticks, because right now, when you tell me, hey, new season of Rocket League, it's Rocket League season 16, 17, this is what I get. I get a new car. The hitbox doesn't even look visually the way it's supposed to. I'm probably going to play it for a day if I do it. I'm going to get a bunch of items, 90% of what I don't want. And then I'm going to play on the new map. What happens if the map's not done correctly? What happens if the wall bounces weird? What if visually it's too in your face? Those types of things need to be focused on. I think there needs to be something else. There's missing that extra element. And while Rocket League is simplicity at its best, traditional sport, 100%, you gotta find a way to make it a little bit. There's a missing factor. I'm speaking selfishly about this. When we ran the Apex was the first time in a very long time that I have been like edge of my seat glued in, because it was different. A unique map, a custom game mode that I've never seen before, a different approach to the game. Everything was fresh and exciting and unique. If you guys don't want to do it, we'll do it. Give us a bunch of money, we'll run the Apex every year. Straight up. I think better inventory management, just in general. I think they can always improve filters, finding ways to speed up the process of opening a bunch of decals. Like, I've got so many of those stupid little capsule things of items. Opening them up one at a time is literally going to take me a day. I need to be able to open up 15, 20, 30 at a time, and then just have it spit out all those different items. Why is it such a pain to open items? I don't know. I think the ability to filter, sort, I think there needs to be a faster way to upgrade items. It's just, there's a lot of wasted space and stuff in there. I think spectator update needs to happen. There needs to be more spectator slots and things like that. I think the spectator itself could be emphasized and done a little bit better. Maybe a couple more features here and there. I think the volleyball game mode is the standard. We got to watch it in the Apex. It was incredible. I think you can simplify it and stuff. People could still have fun. People have gotten a lot better at the game than what it was. Item and customization in general, I think the less is more, quality over quantity approach is better. Make a color wheel. Give us the ability to customize and make you do it with paint finishes and all that kind of stuff with all the decals. Why not colors? If it's not an animated decal, we should be able to customize what it looks like color-wise, even if it is animated, and we should be able to change the paint finish. Like, why not? Get rid of all the painted items. It'll simplify. It'll reduce how much extra nonsense there's out there. I get you guys want to sell a black decal for an extra 200 credits, but like, is it really worth it? Big one that I've been asking for a long time is a free-to-play currency. If I play a game of Rocket League, casual or ranked, I should earn anywhere from like 8 to 15 currency. That currency is free. It doesn't cost me anything. It is literally just for playing the game. And if I earn up 10,000, 15,000, whatever it is of that currency, so like hypothetically, let's say we do that. Okay, I play out of my mind. I need 10,000 to unlock a black market decal, and it's 13. I still have to play 700 some games of Rocket League. Find a number that you're happy with. But by playing that currency, I can then use that currency to unlock the useless blueprints I have. Sure, you're going to lose a couple of dollars, but you're going to make people a lot more happy. People that aren't going to buy those items anyway. And guess what? Trading's gone, so you don't have to worry about an inflated market. You don't have to worry about items costing less because of this, that, or the other. What you do get is a lot of people grinding this game so they can put time and effort into the game that they love and be rewarded visually like every other free-to-play game out there. Whether it be Apex Legends, whether it be League of Legends, whether it be another game that has Legends in the name, a free-to-play currency would be massive. I don't know what the good scaling is for that, but I would personally look at and find it out. I would play Apex. If I'm an Epic dev, I'm going to go play Apex Legends. I'm going to play a game. I'm going to see how much currency I get per win, loss, whatever. See what the scaling is associated with that to shots, goals, assists, saves, etc. And then I'm going to scale it accordingly. I think 700 is a lot, but I was just doing basic math. Again, you can scale it up more. But the better you perform, the more you get. Trading, I personally don't think you should do if you're going to do something like this. But chat was saying trading coming back. I think trading is kind of against the business model of what they want. If you were to bring it back, maybe a transaction fee so Epic can get a percentage, maybe 1% of your trade. So if you're trading for a black market decal for 20,000 credits, they get a portion of that. You know, whatever you got to do. I think you need to simplify the different types of credits in game. Why there's an esport credit for the RL esports shop versus the regular credits and everything else, I think is silly. And I think you should just be able to gift items. If I want to give someone something, I should be able to do that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's my choice. It's my item. Let me give it away. Wager tournaments or putting up an item for in-game tournaments, I think would be really cool. If I create a custom in-game tournament, if I go into that and I say, okay, I have a black market decal, I want that to be the prize for whoever wins. I say, yep, I agree to it. I accept. It goes into that thing. And then the game like holds it to the side. So it's now Rocket League's item. You play the tournament, whoever wins, it gets the item. And maybe you can put up a top 3, like first place gets black market, second place gets an import, third place gets something else. You know, I think there's some cool ways that you could do wager tournaments or putting up items for in-game tournaments for your community or otherwise. I think it'd be a really cool thing. They could even host weekly tournaments. They kind of do this with tournament credits, another credit that you have to worry about. But tournament credits, maybe they transition tournament credits into the free-to-play credit. I don't know. Something to simplify. I think when I'm in a party with a lobby, I should be able to see the ranks of my teammates, the people in my lobby. I think that'd be kind of cool when you're going to queue. This is a big one and a big understanding for everybody. I think the rank system needs a massive overhaul. When Corey and the guys originally built the rank system, their focus was making it so you play as balanced of matches as possible at all times. The whole purpose of the Rocket League rank system is to make it so when I am playing, the matches are close, they're even, which is the antithesis of what a rank system should be. If we're using an MMR ELO system, the whole point of it is for that rank to be the litmus test of what it is for me to rank up or down. For example, if I am Grand Champ and I'm playing another Grand Champ and winning a majority of my games, to me that says I'm better than where I'm supposed to be. I should go to Grand Champ 2. And then Grand Champ 2, when I'm in it and playing my matches, if I'm losing more than 50%, means I need to rank back down. In League of Legends, the way they've done this is they do a between divisions, you play a best of 3. You gain 100 MMR. That then puts you in your qualification match. If you win 2 out of your 3 matches, you then go to the next div. If you're going from rank to rank, so gold to plat, you play a best of 5 after you get 100 LP is what they call league points. It's their MMR. And then if I win then 3 out of 5, then I go from gold to plat and I stay there and there's buffers and stuff. Unfortunately, right now, the way that Rocket League works is if I go on a win streak, say I win 3 or 4 games, rather than getting 12, 15, 18 MMR a game, I still get the same 9 to 10, 8 to 10. And then the game intrinsically goes, hey, you're on a win streak. Let me play you against players that are better than you to give you a more competitive match, which is like the stupidest shit ever. It doesn't make any sense. Rank should be it should be a visual representation of how good you are at the game. Casuals, 100%. Find a way to balance your matches. Make sure that everything is even. It's casual. But in a ranked system, when people are trying to work towards something, to intrinsically like gatekeep them on purpose is so dumb. Anybody who has ever hit those kind of weird tiers, and sure there's smurfing issues and all that kind of stuff, but like when you start winning a lot and you and your buddy are like, yep, let's party up, let's go, let's win, let's do this thing. All of a sudden you're playing the hardest games you've ever played in your entire life, even though you're still in the same rank, even though you're still, it's so infuriating. I don't understand why they do it that way. They need to fix ranked. Needs a hard reset, probably once a year in my opinion. Just as a blanket statement, ranked is not made for pro players. Ranked is never going to be a place for pro players. We should not cater to the 0.000000001% of the player base. Still think top 100 leaderboard titles or something to incentivize people playing is great. This really goes in ties with Club Q if they do it. But what's frustrating is every season I get GC rewards. I stop playing. My rank doesn't decay, so there's no reason for me to continue playing, and it stays stable. I can heck off for 3 months, come back, do my 5 placements, and I'm back in GC, and now I just need to get my rewards. And if I'm going 50-50, that's going to happen, and I'm never going to D-rank. I'm never going to do rank up. I just stay the same all the time. Things are inflated. They need a fix. It's not in a good place. There is a whole lot more, but that is what we have for our in general stuff. Now for the esports stuff. I think the esports tab needs an overhaul. Watching the game embedded in Rocket League. If I am booting up Rocket League and Rocket League has 700,000 players on a daily concurrent, maybe we should make it as easy as possible for them to also watch the esport. Maybe we should find a way to make it so like if you have a bunch of people playing your game, watching the pro scene is as simple as possible. It should not be a link to a third-party thing. In general, we need less third-party sites. We need to stop being reliant on Liquipedia. We need to stop being reliant on StartGG. These things should be built and done through the Rocket League website, so it all comes back to them. I think it is difficult to do stuff in-game like player stats, rosters, schedules, etc. when rosters and orgs and stuff are leaving constantly, when things are changing nonstop. But like hire somebody and make it their job to update that stuff. I need you to give me a reason to go to LANs. I've been to every LAN but 3. One we couldn't go to, Stockholm, and then I didn't go to Boston, and I don't think I went to London the second time. But like the reality is, Sure, Rocket League Esports is great. Sure, attending events is cool. Yes, the moments are sick. But that is a product of the game and not a product of your event. Like, outside of the different locations, they all feel essentially the same. There is no variation. There is no uniqueness outside of the location itself. Like, there needs to be special events or things that entice the people that are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to attend your event outside of there's a event being showcased. There should be show matches. There should be halftime shows. Like, when I go to a sporting event, they have like one of my favorite ones here in Minnesota is they do the mascots versus the like Pop Warner kids at halftime. It's hilarious. They have half-course shooting. They have like, imagine, and we've talked about this at length. Imagine you find that kid on Twitter that's like, I'm a plat and I can hit a double flip reset, and be like, listen, Timmy684, we know you're in attendance and you said you can hit a double flip. You could have hit that Justin goal. It would have been easy. Coming to the center stage, you get a chance. Let's do it, buddy. And if you do it, we're going to give you money or, you know, whatever it is. Like, things like that that are not having to be streamed, but for the people in-house. They need in-house entertainment during the breaks. If you got a 10-minute break, they're playing ads and stuff anyway. Do something for the people in the seats to have a good time. Little things like that go a long way. I think if you turn them more into the convention style versus a one-off tournament, I get it's expensive and they've got to find ways marketing-wise. Like, again, I'm not taking into consideration the costs or what it is to actually do this stuff. I'm just saying, like, wish list. But, like, I'm thinking we need to start expanding outside of NA and EU. I know it's risky to expand the fan bases and stuff, but it kind of coincides with giving them a reason to attend. Hey, I went to Brazil. It was awesome, this and that. I went to Canada for this reason. It was super cool. It did all this and that. Oh, remember the unique thing that happened there? That was really special. I'm glad I was there to witness it in person. Because the only witnessing in person thing is if someone hits a really cool shot or if like the game intrinsically provides that moment, which is really, really cool. There needs to be a level up. There are some things that we can definitely learn from traditional sports. I miss events that felt like RLCS Winter 21-22. I think there was something special, and it wasn't even the fact that it was the first time back. It was just, it felt like there was stuff to do. The different booths, the food trucks, the indoor and outdoor stage. It felt like there was something special in the air, and it wasn't just because Rocket League was back. I think similar to what I had in the other stuff is that a spectator update is needed. I think for coaches and stuff particularly, they've been complaining about this. There's not enough slots. Sure, they may have to manipulate to where you can't see boost meters because they're worried about people cheating, but I can tell you right now, no coach is going to be calming the boost of other players. There's just not enough time for it, and there's things that are more worrisome than being like, hey, this coach is like, he's on low boost, when they're already trying to communicate at 1,000,000 miles a minute. I think some things we can learn from outside esports: stickers, signatures, digital tickets. I don't know what the limitations are for like having the ability to put in individual, like if you've ever watched HLTV, there's a lot of cool features. But I think better spectator options, being able to watch the one player's perspective I want to watch, which also allows them to see analytics of things of like, who's our most popular player? Who are people enticed with? Who should we be focusing and pushing storylines and narratives of more? There's a lot of marketing tools that you get with that. I think a VR viewing experience would be, I don't know what the limitations of that are as well, but imagine like in the stands, they have a little section that's cut out for the VR area and they have cameras and stuff set up. You buy a digital ticket, you can put on your VR headset, and now it's as if you're at the LAN. I think little things like that would be cool. Pick'ems and all that kind of stuff would be dope. I think a compendium prize pool would be amazing and something they should definitely consider, where they make a baller animated decal, boost, wheels, all themed out for the year, and 100% of that decal goes either into the prize pool, into the esport, into whatever type of pack. So when I as a person go and say, hey, you know what, I don't really like that decal that much, I'm probably not going to use it, but I know it's going directly to helping out and supporting this esport, I'm more likely to spend the money and give back that way than I am to say, hey, 1% of this proceed goes to the esport, or whatever tiny percentage it is, and you guys are still raking in the money. Let us help because we want to. We want this to thrive, and all it takes is you designing a decal, some wheels, some boosts, whatever it is, the stuff that you guys only do anyway. I think it'd be really cool if the world champion gets to design a decal. I think if you win the entire whole shebang, you're the best in the world, you design a decal, and a large percentage of that goes to the teams. I also think there should be like major team bundles where like all the NA teams have a discount. So like you can either spend $2 on a decal for an esport team, or you can spend $15 and get all the teams that are going from NA. And you get, like, there's ways that they can do like discounts and stuff if they package them together. Gets people to spend more money even if it's at a discounted rate. I think there's cool ways that they could do some pairings with that. I wish they would put more thought into the theatrics of stuff. I don't know how simple this is. I don't know how much of this is limitations just due to licensing deals and all that kind of stuff. I know it's not easy. Again, wish list, wishful thinking. But theme songs, more of a personalized touch in general. Give teams the ability to be creative with walkouts, songs, and stuff. I'm seeing this obviously where they hired Turtle with G2 to do the walkout for the like Valorant and stuff. I think cool things like that just add a theme or a kind of like a narrative behind your. It adds individuality to these. It is something that is more intrinsic to the feeling and it allows fan bases to really gravitate towards certain things, and the ones that really want to invest in will. I think it's some cool opportunities that they could do. Right now, we do need a better esports program for the orgs. Right now, the marketing program that they've announced, obviously they don't have the details for the public. Luckily, I do know some of them. I do think it is a step in the right direction. I personally think if they're going to keep doing this, they need clear-cut guidelines for what teams need to do to provide or accomplish. How big is your social media following? What kind of reach do you guys have? What kind of impressions are you driving? Are you guys in good standing? What things are you doing to support the community? What things are you doing that are making us like a W thumbs up in our eyes? There needs to be some strict guidelines so orgs have a reason to strive and build towards something. They know what they need to go and accomplish. It's clear cut. Have different tiers, whatever you got to do. I think they need to work hand in hand. For example, and I use this one every time, I think it is an absolute shame that there was no feature piece on the rookie that is Zen. He was the most hyped up rookie, I think, since like Daniel or Justin. And there wasn't a single feature piece. There wasn't an interview. There wasn't shit about this guy. If you didn't know, you're like, who is this kid? They could have easily been like, you know what? Vitality, if you make a feature piece on the player you just spent a bunch of money on, if you want to do a content piece and stuff, you know what? We'll feature it on the broadcast. We need to approve it ahead of time, but you guys have, this is your deadline. Get it to us. We can put it in there. Vitality is now making it, and it's being promoted. Hopefully, financially, that makes sense. Maybe they could work out some details to make that. But like, they need to work in tandem. It needs to be like a agreement upon two parties. There needs to be collaboration to benefit both sides. Takes alleviation off of the Epic team. It takes alleviation off of the other team, and it makes it better for the content side. I think we need to expand the shop again. Why we only have decals? We need home and away. We need goal explosions. We need banners. We need stuff that allows me to rock and support my favorite team. I think the difficulty with that, though, is sure, hire more people, I guess. Like, there is just not enough people working on those things. Why the decals start really, really dope, and then they don't use the paint finish that was originally promised and stuff. Like, those things are unacceptable. It hurts sales so much, and I would be infuriated if I was some of these other organizations. And the fact that these orgs still want to pick up teams is insane after that kind of stuff. I don't know if this one will ever happen, but I think just like with licensing deals and the marketing program being like, hey, we're going to pay you money to use your licensing, maybe give that opportunity as well for others where, sure, we don't see it. Maybe if they had merch, then we wouldn't have this request. But if you had the ability to have like an org that can use octanes and put that on merch and stuff, I think that'd be cool. This one's kind of a tentative, like, I don't know if it would work or not, or what the limitations would be, but I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be really cool. And then giveaways at LAN. I think there's some cool things that they could do. I think during media day for these players, have them go through signing, merch, posters, whatever. You can give that stuff away to people in the crowd. Maybe there's a chance to win, like, Leaf is doing like halftime entertainment type stuff, and he does a competition with some fans. Say they have one fan and another fan, and this fan does better in like a trivia competition. We're going to upgrade your seats. You know, little things like that. Meet and greet perks. I don't know. This one wasn't really too thought out. I literally made this list today, like 15 minutes ago. And then the last one, maybe like an all expenses paid trip for some of the events. Maybe for Major 1, there's like a thing that if you're watching the broadcast, you get a promo code, you sign up, you do your thing, and you get a chance to win. It's a random raffle. I don't know. Maybe there's certain limitations. Just little things to give back. If we spend more time on this, I think we could figure out more. I'm sure we could think of more ideas and more options. I'm sure people in chat have a ton of different ideas. But overall, I think there's a lot of things that we can do to level up Rocket League and Rocket League Esports. Limitations are always going to be, is it possible with staff, with finances? Is it going to be profitable or not, or breaking even, whatever it is? But I think there's a lot of cool things that could be done for marketing. I mean, you can throw that in there. The game needs to be marketed better in general. Anytime I try to go and find out when certain stuff is, I've got to either have a PhD in Wikipedia or something else. But there's a lot of things that I'll go back to that better communication across the board. So that is what I have for my wish list for 2025. It is a pretty lengthy one, but I'm sure you guys have a bunch more. Let me know in the comments down below stuff you would like to see, ideas, concepts, things you like, things you don't like, ideas that you saw that you want to expand upon. I would love to hear what you have to say. But that's going to do it for today's video. As always, if you enjoy the content, like, subscribe, notifications, hit up the social medias down below, and we'll see you for RLCS. Peace.